gentlemen, welcome back to Across the Gulf Coast. Well, we're going to wrap up today's show with a highlight of another great event coming to Pensacola at the end of March. It is the Loving from the Inside Out event. And here to talk with me about that is Deborah Watts. She is the co-founder of the Emmett Till Legacy Foundation. Deborah, thank you so much for being my guest today.
It's a pleasure to be here.
It's a pleasure to have you. Before we talk about the event, I always like to talk about the organizations that the events support. And this one, this one has a lot of history behind it and a lot of meaning behind it. So tell me a little bit about the Emmett Till Legacy Foundation.
Okay, wonderful. Well, the Emmett Till Legacy Foundation was established in 2005. And for those in your audience that may not be familiar with Emmett Till, his murder and the open casket funeral, along with the acquittal of the murderers and the confession, helped to spark the outrage in the country and even across the world. And it was a spark that started the civil rights movement. But one of the things that we decided to do in 2005 is to turn tragedy into triumph. Emmett Till is my cousin, and his mother, Mamie Till Mobley, who made that decision to have the open casket funeral, is what I call a woman of courage, a woman of inspiration. And this organization was started, and our mission actually is from a quote that she gave at the Civil Rights Memorial dedication in Montgomery, Alabama. And it is basically about supporting our young people, inspiring them, helping them to understand the story of Emmett and how it relates to today. We are creating this legacy of hope from this tragedy, and then also building bridges from the past to the present and future. So our mission is to make sure we educate our young people, that we hold them up, if you will, in these times. And we provide the kind of support that they need to be successful in life. We also provide that same kind of support for families and women. And that's why we're here today to talk about Loving from the Inside Out.
Loving from the Inside Out. But one thing
Yes.
I do want to mention is you talk about the youth and supporting the youth.
Yes.
You guys have scholarships that
We
you offer,
do,
right?
yes, education. We have something called ETIL, which stands for Emmett Till Institute for Leadership and Learning. And involved with that would be scholarships for young people to attend college. Also, there are HBCU college tours where we support them to have a chance to take a look at colleges across the country, particularly those in the historical black college areas in the South. In addition to that, we help them with civic engagement. We have something called Hear My Voice, Are You Listening? Give them a chance to have a platform to discuss things that are concerning them. In addition to that, we have something called Who Calls the Shots, where they have a chance to rub elbows with those individuals who make decisions about their lives, such as our councilmen, our president of the United States, those that are part of legislative efforts, and then they have a chance to see a sports event.
Oh, wow.
In addition to that, and rub elbows with those that are making decisions. Another important thing that we're doing is helping them to understand their rights. Knowing their rights is so important in today's environment. We have something that we're collaborating with an organization called Snell and Associates to do something called Justice in Time, and that's teaching teens their rights along with their parents and families as well.
Well, that's great. Well, let's talk about your event coming up at the end of March,
Okay,
which
yes.
is, of course, why you're here.
Yes,
to
yes,
to
I'm
promote this
excited
great
about
event
it.
that you guys have coming. Tell us
Yes.
a little bit about Loving from the Inside Out.
Well, Loving from the Inside Out was inspired by the mother of Emmett Till, Mamie Till Mobley. She was a woman of courage, and we're doing this event in her honor. And this is an exciting event where, we're calling it Loving from the Inside Out because we think it's important for women to love themselves first in order to take up and to take care of the world, which is what they do. Anyway, we have a lot on our shoulders. And here's an opportunity for women to come, to heal, to grow, to find love, to connect, to celebrate. We have several things that are going on, some exciting speakers that will be with us. We have Sharon Saffold, who's coming out of Atlanta, Georgia. She's got a wonderful background and a wonderful story. She started something called the Giant Movement. And then in addition to that, she understands a lot about sex trafficking, which is a problem that many of our cities and states are experiencing right now. But she's a great speaker, an inspirational speaker as well, so I'm sure the audience will enjoy her.
Sure.
And then we have speakers that are going to touch on inside your mind, inside your body, and inside your spirit. We have Dr. Idalia Carthen out of Jackson, Mississippi, who's coming in. We have 2 speakers from here that are going to be a part of this as well. We have Dr. Eurydice Stanley, who's just retired as a lieutenant colonel, and she is starting her own motivational speaking, but she has a wonderful story. All of these women have a story to tell. Yeah. Our last speaker is Letitia Action Jackson. She is just a dynamite in terms of, she's an author, motivational speaker, and she has a wonderful story to tell as well. And she's been doing a lot of things in the local area.
Great. It sounds like a great event, and of course we are just about out of time, but I do want to mention the date and the location and how people can get tickets.
Yes. Well, the date, we have our opening meet and greet, which is going to be on Friday, March 27th.
Okay.
For all those that register, they'll know the location of that event.
Okay.
It's going to be a special time.
Gotcha.
March 28th, we start from 8:30 in the morning to 4:30 at New World Landing. And that is where we have a marketplace, our speakers, and our luncheon, where we'll be featuring Sharon Saffold.
Okay.
They can get information, more information from our website at www.emmettilllegacyfoundation.com. Also, we have a hotline number, which is at 888-509-9614, extension 82.
Okay. Perfect.
Yes.
Well, Deborah,
we've got a website, also Facebook and Twitter.
Hey, there you go. So there's several ways to find you.
Yes, exactly.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Well, Deborah, thank you so much for being my guest today. I really appreciate you coming in and sharing that story with us and helping to help grow and educate the community. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely.
Appreciate it.
And thank you for joining us this month on Across the Gulf Coast. Join us next month as we take a look at more events in Pensacola and Okaloosa counties.
Thanks for watching Across the Gulf Coast. Join us next month when we highlight more organizations, events, and people from around our local community.